What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live from a volcanic island with two moons. It's Dungeons and Dragons Monday here. It's the third day of the month. It's 10:30 in the morning. It is April. And of course, the number one story is Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves, the movies. And there seems to be some unusual inaccuracies in the film that are slowly percolating their way to the top amongst all the other stuff. Now, these are not, oh no, continuity error, somebody left a coffee cup in the scene inequities. And they're definitely not that's not how that works inequities like Bugbear Gate. No. There's two very much Schrodinger's cat and Mandela effects that seem to have descended upon the reviews of this movie. Now, in the great scheme of things, they're not big. They're just kind of okay. But they are interesting. And it just is sort of an interesting experiment in public perception and the idea of Schrodinger's cat or the Mandela effect, and that we remember things sometimes different than the way they actually happened. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie yet. Okay, you're still here, so I guess you want to hear this. Our first example of Schrodinger's cat affecting the Dungeons and Dragons movie is the fate of these guys, the kids from the classic 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, Presto and Hank and Bobby and Sheila and Eric and Uni. Now, apparently they are in the movie as a not so subtle Easter egg. We have some individuals that look a lot like, if not exactly are, the kids from the 1980s cartoon. Mind you, the 1980s cartoon did not take place in the Forgotten Realms, but whatever, hand waving, portal, okay. They are in Neverwinter. They are in the scene that we've seen so much of, the maze championship, whatever scene. They are older versions of the individuals, and you do not see the unicorn. The creators of the movie said, we didn't feature the unicorn because we didn't want you to see anything bad happen to animals. So we just figured the runners of the contest wouldn't let Uni be in the contest. All right, so you don't want to see us to have anything bad happen to animals, but in the scene we have bad things happening to displacer beasts and dragons and gelatinous cubes and mimics. So as long as they're not cute, it's okay for something bad to happen. But Uni, nothing bad could happen to Uni. So Uni was not allowed to be in the games. So the Schrodinger cat involving the kids is their fate at the end of the scene. Now, I have read multiple reviews, multiple comments, seen multiple videos that clearly say they are dead at the end of the scene. You see them get killed. Multiple reviews, multiple Facebook posts, multiple Twitter posts, even a couple videos talking about the kids. They are definitely dead at the end of that scene. You see them die. But there are also multiple reviews, multiple Facebook, Reddit posts, Twitter posts, and multiple videos where they say you don't see them die. So, Schrodinger's cat, we have put the kids from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon in the box. Until you open the box, we do not know if they are dead or alive, so therefore they are both dead and alive. Some people have come out of that scene claiming without a shadow of a doubt they saw them die. Other people have come out of that scene, shadow of a doubt, I didn't see them die. As far as I know, they're still alive. We even have one person or two people who have said, yes, they are alive at the end. You see them. You see them at the end of the scene, safely walking away. Now, according to the writers, they wrote the scene, so you don't know. It is up to the audience to determine whether the kids are dead or alive. So Schrodinger's cat, people who claim they saw them absolutely no question die. People who claim, no, I didn't see them die. So as far as I know, they're alive. And even a small sampling who said, no, they're alive at the end. I saw them. So what does this mean? Either there is more than one version of the movie floating around there, which is not unheard of. It's very rare, but this has been known to happen in the past, especially if they're still testing the market audience. And considering the movie got pushed back twice, they might still be testing the market audience. So there could be two versions of the movie. This has happened before in the history of Hollywood. It is extremely rare, but it has happened. Where do you think all that unseen footage and director's cut stuff comes from, guys? They film more than one version. So it could be that, but more likely, you don't actually see what happens to the kids. It is left up to the audience. And then we have one group of the audience whose brains are filling in the blank saying, yeah, I saw them die. And another group of the audience going, I didn't see anything, so my brain is filling in the blank. It's fine. And the third very, very small population who said, I didn't see the actual fate of the kids, so my brain is filling in the blank, and I did see them walk away. This is the Mandela effect in perfect example of Schrodinger's cat. Because you don't know the fate of the kids at the end, your brain filled in the scene. So having not seen the movie, I cannot confirm or deny the fate of the kids at the end. I can only go by what people are telling me. And as I said, I have one group of people saying, yes, they are absolutely positively die. They die a horrible, bloody death. There's fire and lightning and dinosaurs and earthquakes and acid and whatever. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. We have a second group who's like, no, I didn't see anything. So I don't know. I don't know if they're dead. I didn't see anything. And the third group, very small group, but still there's a few out there that have said that they see them walk away from the scene perfectly fine. So unlikely there's more than one version of the movie in circulation. Unheard of, but that's like a 1% chance it's actually happened. More than likely, you don't see anything and your brain is filling in the blank. Now let's move on to the next. This guy, Gary Gygax, is his name in the credits at the end of the film. Now, we've got a bunch of people who said, I walked through the whole film. It doesn't say Gygax. It doesn't say Arnson. It doesn't even say Wizards of the Coast. All it says is Hasbro presents Dungeons & Dragons. No honor, no mention to Gygax, no mention to Dave, not even a mention to Wizards of the Coast. Apparently, it just says Hasbro. Now that I've got another group of people, another group of reviews who have said it does say Wizards of the Coast presents Dungeons & Dragons, the movie. In fact, it says it like all over the place. They like shove it down your throat. Like every other word is Wizards of the Coast. Like the name of the guy who played that guy in the audience, his name was Wizards of the Coast, like produced by Wizards of the Coast, directed. But basically these guys are saying it does say Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, but it doesn't say Gygax or Dave anywhere. And then I've got a third group, that's Gygax the band, they're from here, who says, yeah, it does say Gary Gygax at the end. I did see his name in it. So, largest population, no mention of Gary, no mention of Wizards of the Coast, but it does say Hasbro presents Dungeons & Dragons. Most likely, that is correct, because Hasbro did present Dungeons & Dragons, the movie. Not Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast is run by Hasbro, not the other way around, guys. Hasbro owns the merchandising rights for Dungeons and Dragons, not Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast just makes one small part of Dungeons and Dragons. So for it to say Hasbro presents Dungeons and Dragons, the movie, 90% chance that's what people saw. For it to say Hasbro and Wizards somewhere in the credits, it said Wizards of the Coast, I'm going to say 75% chance the people who saw that are correct. You did see Wizards of the Coast's name somewhere in the credits, because I highly doubt there's absolutely no mention of Wizards of the Coast anywhere at all. There should be at least one, probably at the end, when you get to all that little pointless stuff at the very end of the credits. If you stick around to the very end of the credits because you're a Marvel fan and you're expecting an Easter egg or a zinger at the end, you know how you get to the very end of the credits, like it's say after the music, and they get to like where it says The producers would like to thank the people of British Columbia, even though they had absolutely nothing to do with the film. But I guess it's a thing. And then you get to think about no animals were harmed. Sometimes there's some Dungeons & Dragons is published by Wizards of the Coast. So I can, yeah. Now, as for there absolutely no mention of Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson anywhere. I'm going to say 70% chance that is probably correct, because we know Hasbro wants to disenfranchise anything that has to do with Gygax and Dave. And as far as they want us to believe, was Dungeons & Dragons is their baby. Gygax had nothing to do with it. It is all 100%. So I could say 75% chance Hasbro was as much as an asshole to not include Gygax's name. Then I'm going to say 20% chance his name is in there, but it's at the very end. Again, if you go to the very, very, very end of every movie credits ever, and after producer, director, then the Japanese and blah, 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 and things you don't understand in music. And then you get the thing that says, and then we want to thank the people of British Columbia. And then you get the thing that says, no animals were harmed in the making, blah, blah, blah. And you get the thing that shows like the horse and like the icons for the sound company and whatever else. Sometimes there's also like and special thanks to or dedicated to. So if you stuck around to the end credits, maybe at that final little bit of that might have said dedicated to or special thanks to or Dungeons & Dragons originally created by Gygax. So I'm going to say there's a 20% chance Gygax's name is actually in there. But I'm going to say 75-80% chance. No, it's not, because Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro want to just completely cut Gygax out of the history of the game and want you to think that this guy never existed and had absolutely nothing to do with it. So, in closing to the mysteries of this movie. So again, this is a perfect example of the Mandela effect. You see something, but your mind perceives it. And if it's not there, your mind fills it in. So in regards to this ending thing, we know that a lot of people went in expecting to be angry at this movie and expecting them to screw over Gary. So even if Gary's name was in the credits, they may not have seen it. And in regards to the fate of the kids, they wanted the kids to be killed because they thought Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, was going to just screw us. So whether the kids actually died or not, that's what their brain saw, and that's what they remember. Because the brain is a mystery, wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a puzzle, wrapped in bacon, and deep fried with cheese. So, yeah. Now, I haven't seen the movie. I don't know. So please let me know. To your recollection, what is the fate of the kids at the end of the scene? Do they die a horrible, painful death? Do they walk away perfectly fine? Or do you not actually see anything happen to them and you are left to fill in the blanks on your own? And as for the ending credits, does it say Wizards of the Coast anywhere in the credits or not? Do you remember seeing the words Wizards of the Coast anywhere in the credits? Or do you not? Because I have people who've said both. Do you remember seeing Gary's name anywhere in the credits? Because I have people who said, yes, it definitely is an homage to Gary. And others who said, no, there's no mention of him anywhere at all in the movie. These are the mysteries of honor amongst thieves. Dun, 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 dun. I have been your spooky host, trying to explain the Mandela effect / Schrodinger's cat to you, but I've included links. So if you're ever interested to what the Mandela effect is or what Schrodinger's cat is, the explanation links down below. Are you going to go see this movie? If you do go see it, let me know what you remember about it. If you're not going to go see it, then you can stop listening to me now, but not before I shill my merch. If you appreciate this content, please let me know. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please take a moment to subscribe and help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. Remember, this is my job. So if you're feeling generous, and if you're that one person who actually wants me to go see the movie, then maybe buy my merch so I can support my fledgling media empire. Head on over to Big Geek Emporium, link down below. Check out Minions on a Mission, issues 1 through 10. Issue 10 has just been released, It is a brand new adventure set in the Minionverse, featuring monsters and NPCs that have appeared in the previous Minions of Emissions, plus possibly a few nods to some of my followers. There might be a DM Kurt hidden in there somewhere. There might be a Mar Hawkman hidden in there somewhere. You don't know till you go to Big Geeks Emporium and buy my merch. So you could spend $14 on those tickets to see Honor Amongst Thieves, or you could go to Big Geek Emporium and spend $2 and buy my merch. Which is more exciting? Personally, I think buying my merch is way more exciting than seeing the movie. But what do I know? I'm kind of opinionated in regards to my stuff. Anyways, I've been the OGGN. If you appreciate my nonsense, let me know. And until next time, is the cat dead or alive? I don't know. Talk to you later.